We're diving into the surprising story of the 1969 D Lincoln penny. Why it's such a big deal, how to spot one that could be worth serious cash, and some hilarious personal moments of my own trying to hunt one down. By the end of this video, you might just be raiding your junk drawers or calling grandma to check her old coin jar. Let's get into it. This is a 1-cent coin struck at the Denver Mint in, you guessed it, 1969. It features Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and it's made mostly of copper. Back in 1969, over 4.1 billion of these were minted. So, how is it possible that one of them is now worth over $1 million? Well, my friends, it's not just any 1969 D penny. The key lies in coin errors, condition, and a dash of numismatic luck. Okay, so what makes one of these pennies worth as much as a house in Malibu? The short answer: mint errors and rare doubling. Now, to be clear, the rare and ultra-valuable error is actually found on the 1969 no-mint mark penny. But here's the twist. Some 1969 D pennies have surfaced with similar dramatic doubling and off-center minting that make them nearly as valuable. One recently sold for $1.1 million at auction due to its pristine condition and extremely rare error, what collectors call a double die obverse combined with other factors like full steps and zero circulation. So here's the golden question. How do you know if your 1969 D penny is one of these rare gems? Grab a magnifying glass. Or, let's be honest, open your phone's camera and zoom in like your life depends on it. Here's what to look for. Focus on the words liberty and in God we trust. If they appear like they've been stamped twice or have shadows, that's a strong sign of doubling. Check the 1969. If it looks funky or like it's got a shadow twin, bingo. If your coin looks like it's never seen the inside of a pocket, it's got potential. Scratches, discoloration, and dents? Not so much. Denver Mint mark, the D, should be clean and sharp. Some valuable errors include misplaced or even missing mint marks. Now let me tell you a little story. About a year ago, I was visiting my cousin Dave in Colorado. We're sitting around his kitchen table, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to go through my coin jar?" I thought he was joking. But 2 hours later, we're sitting cross-legged on the floor like kids playing Pokemon cards. He pulls out this shiny 1969 D penny. I grab my phone, zoom in, and holy smokes, it looked like some doubling was going on. We're freaking out. Hearts racing. I'm Googling coin forums like a madman. Turns out, it was worth $2. Yep. $2. But you know what? That experience taught me more about coins than any book ever did. And hey, $2 is still 2 tacos on Taco Tuesday, am I right? Seriously. Coin collectors want raw beauty, not shiny polished pennies. Take clear, well-lit photos and compare them to verified examples online. PCGS and NGC are two of the biggest and most trusted. Yes, they charge a small fee, but it's worth it when you're potentially sitting on $1 million. Heritage auctions and great collections have helped sell rare coins for big money. These platforms reach serious buyers. The value of a coin like this isn't just about its copper content. It's about, you could line up 1 million 1969 D pennies and only find one with these specific features. 1969 was the year of the moon landing, Woodstock, and the end of the 60s era. People love this era. Collector demand. Once a coin gets media attention or sells for big bucks, collectors scramble to find another one. Think of it like baseball cards or vintage comic books. Once one hits the jackpot, the whole series becomes hot. Now if you're sitting there thinking, "Great, I don't have a 1969 D penny." Don't sweat it. There are dozens of other pennies, like the 1983 double die, the 1992 close AM, or the 1995 double die, that are worth hundreds to thousands. Sometimes even more. Coin collecting isn't just about striking it rich. It's about the thrill of the hunt. And hey, one day you might just get lucky. Just make sure you check before you spend that change on coffee.so. To wrap it all up. Yes, a 1969 D Lincoln penny has sold for a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. But that value comes from a rare mix of condition, errors, and sheer dumb luck. Still, it's proof that real treasure could be sitting in your kitchen drawer or rattling around in your car's cup holder. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a coin you thought was valuable? Or maybe you have a shoebox full of change you've been meaning to sort through? Drop a comment down below and let us know. And hey, if you found this video helpful, fun, or just plain entertaining, make sure to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video about coins that could make you a millionaire. Now let me hit you with this: what if I told you that a simple 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, something you probably tossed into a tip jar or left in your car's cup holder, is now worth $1,200,000? Yep, $1.2 million for a copper-colored coin you've probably walked past a dozen times. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick around, because by the end of this video you might be tearing apart your couch cushions or raiding your childhood piggy bank. We're diving deep into the world of the 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and why it's turning average folks into accidental millionaires. And just so you know, this isn't some dry numismatic lecture. I'm talking real talk, casual laughs, and some surprising facts, so make sure you hit that like button if you love finding gold in the most unexpected places. First, let's clear up what a no-mint mark penny even is. The 1995 Lincoln penny was produced in Philadelphia, and unlike coins from Denver or San Francisco, it doesn't have a little d or s under the date. It's just clean, smooth, and unsuspecting. Now, that might not sound like a big deal, but here's where it gets interesting. In 1995, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, but a tiny fraction of those had an insane error that collectors go nuts for, and that's what bumps the value into millionaire territory. This is where things get juicy. One of the most valuable versions of the 1995 penny has what's called a DDO, or double die obverse. That means during the minting process, the design on the front of the coin was accidentally stamped twice, but just slightly off, so you get this beautiful doubling effect on Lincoln's face and the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." It's like the coin had too much coffee and started shaking. Collectors lose their minds over this kind of error because it's rare and visually striking. It's not something you need a microscope to see. You can spot it with your eyes and maybe a little good lighting. Now, here's the part that'll blow your socks off. A perfect 1995 no-mint mark penny with a DDO error in pristine uncirculated condition sold for $1.2 million at auction. I mean, that's a house, a couple Teslas, and probably enough left over for a pizza every Friday for the rest of your life. The value shoots up because of three key things: rarity, condition, and demand. Collectors want it, dealers are searching for it, and only a handful are in top gem mint state grades. So let me tell you a quick personal story. I once found a 1995 penny in my kitchen junk drawer. I nearly threw it away, but I noticed the letters looked a little funky, so I did what anyone in doubt does: I googled it. Turns out it wasn't the jackpot coin, but it taught me something: never ignore your pennies, especially the weird looking anise. Ended up joining a coin forum where I met someone who actually did find the DDO version. He was a truck driver from Ohio who kept coins in a coffee can, and one night, while sorting them with his daughter, he spotted the doubling. Fast forward 2 years and boom, he's selling that penny for hundreds of thousands of dollars. True story. So how can you tell if your 1995 penny is the special one? Here's what to look for. Check the word Liberty. The letters should appear doubled, like they've been printed twice, but slightly off. Look at "In God We Trust." The doubling is especially strong on the word trust. That's where most collectors see it first. And finally, Lincoln's eye and ear sometimes show signs of doubling, which is a bonus indicator. You'll want a magnifying glass, or even better, a jeweler's loupe or coin microscope, and if it looks promising, get it verified by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or Anklet's Talk Strategy. If you find a 1995 DDO penny, don't just run to eBay and list it for $1 million. First, get it graded. Professional grading services will give your coin a score from 1 to 70. The closer to 70, the higher the value. Coins graded MS 67 and above are where the big money lives. Then shop around. Auctions, Heritage Auctions, and Stack's Bowers are two big names in the game. Don't be afraid to ask questions or even consult a coin broker if you're unsure, and always take high-quality photos. Front, back, close-ups, and clear lighting are a must. Buyers want to see what they're getting, especially for 6 or 7 figures. Don't clean your coins. Seriously, it's tempting, but it destroys the value. Collectors want coins in original condition. Don't assume every 1995 penny is valuable. Most are only worth a Sent unless they have the DDO error in top condition. Don't trust random internet buyers. Vet your buyers. Use reputable platforms and always get a second opinion. Alright, let's bring it home. The 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny might just be sitting in your pocket, change worth a life-changing $1.2 million, and all it takes to find out is a few minutes of curiosity and a close look at your coins. We've talked about what makes this penny so special, how to spot the valuable error, and even how to sell it the smart way, and if nothing else, hopefully I've convinced you that your spare change is a lot more exciting than you thought. So next time someone rolls their eyes when you stop to pick up a penny off the ground, just smile and remember it could be worth more than their car. And hey, if you like this video, or you've got a coin story of your own, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about your finds and maybe even feature them in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe because we've got tons more coin tips, tricks, and millionaire making finds coming your way. This is your treasure hunting team signing off. Keep flipping those pennies, and who knows, maybe your next find is the one that changes everything. We're diving deep into the world of the 1970 D mint mark Lincoln penny, that little copper coin you've probably seen 100 times in your life. Turns out, one version of this unassuming cent is sitting on the throne of coin royalty with a market value of over $1.3 million, and by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot the real deal, and how you might be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. Now I know what you're thinking. Come on, a penny? That's worth $1 million? Yes. Yes it is. And it's not alone. There's a whole world of high-value coins hiding in plain sight. You just need to know what to look for. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's crack open the coin vault and talk about the money lurking in your change jar. And hey, by the end of this, if you like what you learn, maybe you hit that subscribe button. But first, let's get into how a 1970 D Lincoln penny became a millionaire's dream. The 1970 D penny was struck in Denver. As the D mint mark suggests, now, most of these pennies are made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, and around 2.6 billion were minted. So no, not every 1970 D penny is going to fund your retirement, but here's the deal: a very specific group of these coins contain rare errors and die varieties, and that's where the real money is hiding. So what makes one of these pennies command seven figures? It's all about mint errors, double dies, and condition in particular. The double die obverse, DDO, is the most coveted. That means some of these coins show a doubling of the inscriptions on the front. Check out Liberty and in God We Trust. If you see what looks like a shadow behind the letters, you're staring at a potential fortune. But it gets better. There are a few 1970 D pennies where the design is completely misaligned due to die clashes and strike errors in mint condition. That's where the $1.3 million value kicks in. The Uncle Joe, he's not a coin gaze, more of a toss it in the drawer and forget it guy. One day, while cleaning out his old office drawers, he found a coffee tin full of pennies, and in there, a 1970 D penny with some weird doubling on it. Now, I'm no fortune teller, but I knew enough to say, hey, let's get that checked. Fast forward a month, the coin was appraised for just under $300,000 because of the doubling, not the $1 million jackpot, but still, from coffee tin to down payment on a beach house. Now Uncle Joe checks every penny he gets, even the ones at the gas station counter. Here's your checklist for spotting the millionaire penny. Look for the D mint mark under the date. Check for doubling on Liberty, the date, and in God We Trust. Examine the edges and rim for oddities, raised lines, or warping. The condition matters. The higher the grade, the bigger the payday. A mint state, uncirculated penny with a doubling error? That's where the $1.3 million price tag lives. Now, if you think you've found the holy grail, don't go selling it on Craigslist. You need to get it professionally graded by a place like PCGS or Anchtheel. Authenticate it, give it a grade, and seal it in a tamper-proof slab. Then you can list it with a serious auction house. Think Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. You want seasoned coin buyers competing for your coin. That's how bidding wars start, and that's how a penny turns into a Porsche. How do these coins even get these wild errors? Well, coins are made using dies, metal molds that stamp the design onto blank discs. When those dies are misaligned, cracked, or reused improperly, they can create doubling, ghost images, or partial strikes, and that's where collectors go wild, because these aren't just pennies. They're minting accidents frozen in time. Even if you don't find the DDO, look out for these off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, RPMs, die cracks, and cuts. Some of these error coins have sold for $5,000 to $15,000 easily. That's a lot of money for a coin you might have overlooked before. Do not clean your coin. You might think it helps, but it actually ruins the surface. Even a tiny scratch from a rag can drop the value by thousands of dollars. Collectors want originality, even if that means dirt and age, so resist the urge. Keep it raw. The humble 1970 Lincoln penny might just be your ticket to financial freedom. Not every penny is worth $1 million, but the right one is worth more than most cars, homes, or even college degrees, and it could be in your kitchen drawer right now. So what are you waiting for? Start checking. Look at those dates, check for doubling, and if you think you found something, get it graded. Who knows, you might just be the next lucky person to turn 1 cent into $1.3 million. And hey, if you found this helpful, fun, or even just a little bit interesting, tap that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with someone who's always picking up loose change, because you never know, their pocket change might just pay for their retirement. I've got more videos coming up on rare coins, collecting tips, and how to make real money from your change jar, so stick around. We're talking about the 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that looks like every other penny, until it doesn't. In this video, I'll walk you through what makes it so valuable, the rare errors you need to look out for, how it went from pocket change to auction royalty, and I'll even share a little story about the time I almost spent a valuable penny on a soda. True story. So grab your penny jars, sit tight, and let's have a little fun while learning how to strike gold with copper or zinc. You get the idea. Let's start with the basics. The 1994 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial series, which started back in 1959 and ended in 2008. These pennies are known for their iconic design, Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now here's the twist. Most 1994 pennies were struck in Philadelphia, which means they don't have a mint mark. That's normal. So you might be wondering, why would a no mint mark coin be worth so much money if they made millions of them? Great question. The answer is, it's all about the errors. Not all no mint mark 1994 pennies are valuable, but a tiny handful were struck with such rare mistakes that collectors are willing to shell out 6 or even 7 figures to get their hands on them. Now here's where things get juicy. The most valuable 1994 no mint mark penny known to exist was struck on a bronze planchet, which wasn't supposed to happen. See, by 1982 the US Mint stopped making pennies from mostly copper and switched to zinc with a thin copper coating. So any penny after that made on a bronze blank is a major error, and super rare. A few of these 1994 bronze planchet pennies slipped through the cracks. They weigh slightly more, around 3.1 grams instead of the usual 2.5 grams. That's the first thing to check. But wait, there's more. Some of these error coins were also struck off-center, had doubled dies, or other minting quirks that boost their value even more. Point one of them, in pristine condition and verified by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, sold at auction for $1.40 million. And to think, someone probably almost spent it on a vending machine snack. So what should you be looking for? Here's the checklist. Weight. Grab a digital scale. If your 1994 penny weighs around 3.1 grams, you're onto something. Bronze planchets tend to have a richer, darker tone than zinc ones. Look for doubling, especially in the word Liberty, the date 1994, or Lincoln's profile. Off-center strikes. If the design looks off or missing part of the rim, that's a good sign. And remember, grading is everything. A coin with a rare error in excellent shape can go from $50,000 to over $1 million real quick. So how did a plain old penny end up at $1 million auction? Buckle up. A collector found a strange-looking 1994 penny while sorting through a roll of coins from the bank. It had no mint mark, which was normal, but it felt heavier. He tossed it on a scale, 3.1 grams. Curious, he sent it in to be graded. Turns out it was a bronze planchet error, in near-perfect condition. Word spread. Bidders went crazy. The final hammer price? $1.40 million. Not bad for something that started its life in a coin roll for 50 cents. Let me tell you about the time I almost gave away a rare penny. Years ago, I was digging through a cup holder in my car looking for change to buy a soda. I pulled out this old, dull penny that looked like it had been through a war. Something about it made me pause, but I was thirsty. So I fed it to the machine, Later that night, I was watching a coin collecting video and saw a 1983 double die reverse penny that looked just like mine. My heart sank. I went back the next day and tried to open that vending machine. I wish I was kidding. That taught me a lesson: never underestimate your spare change. If you find a penny that checks all the boxes, here's what to do: get it weighed. Invest in a gram scale, cheap and essential. Inspect under magnification. Use a jeweler's loupe or even your phone with a macro lens. Don't clean it. Even if it looks crusty, cleaning can lower its value big time. Send it in for grading. Use PCGS or NGC, the top two services. List it carefully if selling yourself. Great photos, full description, certified grading, these help you get top dollar. Alright folks, so here's the $1 million takeaway. The next time you're tempted to toss your change in a tip jar, give those pennies a second glance. That little 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny in your hand might be more than just 1 cent. It might be your ticket to a $1.4 million payday. Collectors dream of finding these kinds of coins their whole lives. But it's not just about luck, it's about knowing what to look for, being curious, and checking the things most people ignore. Go grab your change jar. Look through that old wallet. Call your grandma and ask if she's got any pennies lying around. Because who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune. And if you found this video helpful, or even just entertaining, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next big tip. Because we've got more videos coming your way on coins worth thousands, even millions. Drop a comment if you've found any strange-looking coins, or just want to brag about your collection. And hey, don't forget to share this video with someone who always ignores their spare change. They might owe you a finder's fee later. We're diving deep into one of the most mind-blowing coins floating around out there, the 2006 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And no, it's not made of gold, not dipped in diamond dust, and it didn't belong to a president. It's just a regular OL penny with a not-so-regular twist. So grab your coffee, settle in, and maybe go check that jar of spare change while you're at it. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this penny a millionaire maker. Now you might be thinking, 2006? That's not even that long ago. And you're right, but sometimes, modern coins get overlooked when people are hunting for value. Everyone's chasing those 1800 silver dollars or the elusive 1943 copper pennies. But this little Lincoln from 2006, it flipped the game. Especially if it's got that tiny D mint mark, which stands for Denver, by the way. The 2060 penny is famous in the coin collecting world for one reason: a rare error that happened at the mint. And error coins are like unicorns to collectors. One specific 2060 Lincoln penny has been verified as an extreme error coin. It was struck on a planchet that wasn't even meant for a penny. That's right, it was actually struck on a dime planchet. Imagine Lincoln's head, all squished up on a smaller metal disc. The details don't line up right, the outer rim is off, and the weight is totally different. This error was so rare and so dramatic, collectors lost their minds. Bidding wars broke out. The final sale, $1.5 million. For a penny, talk about a glow-up. And let me tell you, that wasn't even an auction for charity. That was just good old-fashioned coin fever. Alright, let's say you're hyped now and ready to go digging through your old penny jar. Good. Let me give you some tools before you dive in. Here's what to look for with the 2060 penny. Off-center strikes, missing or misaligned mint marks. Use a magnifying glass. Use your phone's zoom. Or do what I did, borrow your kid's science kit. Anything that helps you see the tiny details better. A few years ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. He had this old Folgers coffee can, not full of coffee, but coins. I figured, hey, free change. But instead of dumping it in a Coinstar, I sat down and started sorting. Fast forward a few hours and I find a 1983 penny with a double die reverse. Nothing crazy, but still worth a few $100. Enough to cover a weekend getaway with my family. From that moment, I was hooked. I started watching coin videos, reading up on mint marks, learning about copper versus zinc, and it just snowballed. And now here I am, trying to help you possibly find your own $1 million coin. All because of a dusty can in a garage. Let's say you find a 2060 penny that looks weird. What do you do next? Weigh it. Should be 2.5 grams if it's a normal zinc penny. If it's under that, like 2.2 or even 2.0, it might be struck on a dime planchet. Take clear photos. Front and back. No blurry shots, no bathroom lighting, please. Get it graded. Use trusted services like PCGS or NGC. If they confirm it's a high-grade error, you're in business. Auction it or sell it through reputable dealers. Do not throw it on eBay for $5 and hope someone bites. If it's the real deal, it's worth a lot. You can even list it with auction houses that specialize in coins. Heritage Auctions is a big one. Coin collecting isn't just some dusty old hobby your grandpa does. It's a real hustle. And a fun one at that. Whether you're flipping coins at flea markets, browsing estate sales, or just checking your change at Taco Bell, the thrill of the hunt is addicting. And when you hear stories like this 2060 penny going for $1.5 million, you realize you don't need to strike gold to strike it rich. Sometimes you just need to check your pocket. That penny you tossed in your couch cushion might just be the ticket to your dream life. A new house. A car. Heck, maybe early retirement. But you'll never know unless you start looking. After this video, go grab your coin jar, your piggy bank, or your glove compartment stash. Check for that 2060 Lincoln penny. Weigh it. Inspect it. You might be sitting on $1.5 million and not even know it. If you found this video fun, helpful, or just plain wild, do me a favor, smash the like button, and tap that bell icon so you don't miss any of our weekly videos on coins worth real money, coin hunting strategies, and how to sell your rare coins smart. And hey, if you find $1 million penny, don't forget to drop a comment and invite me to the beach house. Alright, thanks for watching, happy hunting, and remember, not all treasure is buried. Some of it is jingling in your pocket right now. We're going deep into the incredible story of the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's turning heads and shaking piggy banks across the country. We'll talk about what makes it special, how to tell if you've got one, and how this one little coin could completely change your financial future. So grab your favorite snack, maybe a magnifying glass, and definitely your coin jar, because who knows, you might just be sitting on a fortune. Alright, let's rewind back to 1978, the year when disco was still bumpin', Grease ruled the box office, and the Lincoln penny looked, well, pretty much like it always had. That year, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies. Most of them were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, and San Francisco, S for proof coins. Now, pennies minted in Philadelphia usually don't carry a mint mark. That's normal. But here's where it gets spicy. Not all no mint mark 1978 pennies are created equal. Some rare versions have minting errors, unusual compositions, or striking oddities that send their value skyrocketing to millionaire status. And when you find a clean, well-preserved 1978 penny with no mint mark and the right kind of error or rarity attached to it, cha-ching, you're looking at a potential $1.6 million payday. Let's break it down. What exactly makes this humble coin worth more than a house in Miami? Rare varieties of the 1978 no mint mark penny are few and far between. We're talking misprints, off-center strikes, double dies, and even experimental planchets. Ever heard of Mint State, or MS-70? That's the holy grail of coin collecting. A flawless 1978 penny in mint state, untouched by human hands, is basically the coin equivalent of a unicorn. One such penny recently sold at auction for a whopping $1.6 million. Some 1978 pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchet, meaning the wrong type of blank was used. Imagine a penny that was accidentally struck on a dime's planchet, or even a foreign coin. Boom, ultra rare. If you spot a 1978 no mint mark penny with doubling in the words, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," you might just have hit the jackpot. Coin collectors go wild for these kinds of errors. Last year, my uncle, who's always been a bit of a pack rat, decided to clean out his garage. and buried under an avalanche of old fishing gear and expired canned beans, he found a rusty tin filled with coins. But I convinced him to let me look through it first. And wouldn't you know it, BM.A 1978 no mint mark penny, shiny and sharp. We sent it in for grading, and it came back MS66 with a double die error. The auction house started foaming at the mouth. $90K for a coin he almost threw away. Moral of the story? Never underestimate what's in your junk drawer. Alright, here's where you want to pay close attention. Grab any 1978 penny without a mint mark and look for clean strike, full rim, and strong features on Lincoln's face. If you see any letters that look slightly blurry or like they've been printed twice, you may have a double die. A normal 1978 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours weighs significantly less or more, it might be struck on the wrong planchet. Pennies shouldn't be magnetic. If yours is, it could be a mistrike on a steel blank. If you think you've got something special, send it to PCGS or NGC. They're the top dogs in coin grading, and they'll tell you if you're sitting on a gold mine. Seriously, leave it alone. Cleaning a coin can reduce its value big time. As mentioned earlier, send it to a certified grading service. The higher the grade, the higher the payday. Try sites like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. That's where serious collectors bid big bucks. Pawn shops or shady buyers will try to pay you pennies for your penny. Know its worth, and hold your ground. Coin forums, social media groups, even YouTube channels like this one, share your story. You might find experts or buyers reaching out directly. The 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that could be hiding in plain sight and worth up to $1.6 million. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with a dusty jar of coins in the closet, it's worth taking a closer look. Remember, fortunes aren't always made in Silicon Valley or Wall Street. Sometimes, they're made right in your own pocket. Change. If you found this video helpful, or if you're now sprinting to dig through your old coins, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next $1 million coin spotlight. We've got more tips, stories, and jaw-dropping coin values coming your way, and you don't want to miss out. We're diving deep into a coin that's literally hiding in plain sight, the 1979 D Lincoln penny. That's right, folks, that little copper-colored coin with Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile and a tiny D under the year? Well, one of these bad boys recently made headlines for being worth a mind-blowing $1.7 million. Yep, a single penny. That's 170 million times its face value. So unless you want to accidentally spend a fortune on a gumball, you'd better stick around. We're gonna talk about what makes this coin so valuable, the history behind it, the errors that skyrocket its price, and how you can spot one right in your own collection, or maybe in your pocket right now. And hey, I'll even tell you a story about how I almost threw away a coin that could have bought me a house. You don't want to miss that one. So hit that like button, subscribe if you love money, and let's crack open the coin vault. Alright, let's take it back to 1979. Gas was cheap, disco was hot, and pennies were, well, pennies. But the US Mint was pumping out millions of Lincoln cents, and the Denver Mint, that's the one with the D mint mark, played a huge role. Now, the 1979 D Lincoln penny was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, just before the composition started to change in the early 80s due to rising metal costs. While the average penny from this year is common, something strange happened at the Denver Mint that makes a tiny handful of 1979 D coins extraordinarily rare, and worth seven figures. We're talking mint errors. The good kind. The kind that makes collectors lose their minds and open their wallets. Let's talk about what makes this particular 1979 D penny worth a staggering $1.70 million. Most of the time, pennies are mass-produced without much drama. But every so often, the mint machines get a little, let's say, quirky. Some of the most valuable 1979 D pennies have one or more of the following: double die obverse, where the design on Lincoln's head is struck twice and misaligned, creating a shadow-like effect where the coin looks like it was stamped by someone who had one too many coffees, where the penny was struck on a dime planchet, nickel planchet, or even a foreign coin planchet missing letters or ghosting on. In God we trust. Or liberty. Due to dye polishing or overuse. Now here's the kicker. One 1979 D penny that hit the auction block had a combination of multiple striking errors, plus a rare die rotation, making it one of a kind. A bidding war broke out, and boom, $1.7 million. So what looks like a regular OL penny turns out to be rarer than a winning lottery ticket. Alright, let's get into the fun part. How you can spot one of these $1 million coins. Check the date and mint mark. Make sure the penny says 1979 and has the D mint mark just below the date. No D? Wrong video, my friend. Inspect the coin under good light or a magnifying glass. Look for any doubling on Lincoln's eye, beard, the word Liberty, or the date itself. Look for off-center designs if the image is shifted significantly, especially more than 5 to 10%. That's a big win. Give the penny a spin between your fingers. If Lincoln doesn't line up straight with the memorial building when you flip it top to bottom, that's die rotation and could be a rare variant. Some were struck on dime planchets, meaning they're thinner and lighter than usual. If it feels different, test it, and if it looks suspiciously rare, don't clean it. Don't spend it. Don't toss it in a jar. Get it professionally graded. That's how you find out if it's worth pennies or Porsches. About 5 years ago, I was rolling coins for fun with my nephew. He dumps a whole jar of change on the floor and picks up a 1979 D penny. I look at it and think, nothing special. I was this close to putting it in the roll. But then I noticed a weird shine on the lettering and a strange angle when I flipped it. I googled it, and bam, it matched photos of a die rotation error. I didn't get $1.7 million, but that penny ended up selling for $3,200. Now imagine if I'd tossed it in the Coinstar machine. That's like putting $3,000 into a vending machine and getting a Snickers. Moral of the story? Always check your pennies. You never know when one might be worth enough to pay off a car, or your entire mortgage. Right now, a flawless, error-rich 1979 D Lincoln penny in MS67 condition or higher is estimated at $1.70 million. Even coins without the insane errors, if they're in mint state, are still fetching hundreds or even thousands from serious collectors. And if you've got one with an error, you're sitting on a jackpot. The coin collecting market is hot, folks. With the rise of digital marketplaces and auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, rare coins are commanding record-setting prices. So if there's ever been a time to start searching your jars, drawers, or that weird little compartment in your car, it's right now. If you've made it this far, you now know why the 1979 D Lincoln penny is making millionaires, what to look for, and how to avoid the classic mistake of tossing valuable coins into the couch cushions. Here's the bottom line. Your next big break might just be sitting in your pocket. So go ahead, check your change. Dig through your old collections. Ask Grandma if she's got a coin jar from the 70s. You could be holding something worth $1.7 million, and you wouldn't even know it unless you looked. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, smash that like button like it owes you money. Subscribe for more weekly deep dives into rare coins, valuable pennies, and clever ways to turn your pocket change into profit. And hey, if you do find a 1979 D $1 million penny, don't forget to give me a shout out on your yacht, alright? We're diving into a small shiny coppery hero, the 2015 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark. That's right, this little guy with Honest Abe's face on it could be worth not just a few cents, not just a couple dollars, but $1.8 million. Nope, this isn't a late April Fool's prank. This coin actually exists, and collectors are losing their minds over it. But how, and why could a regular-looking 2015 penny with no mint mark be worth that much? What error or rare twist of fate gave this tiny coin its millionaire status? We're going to talk about that, the juicy error behind it, what to look for, how you can identify one in your stash, and why coin collectors are throwing bags of cash at it. And stick around until the end, because I'm going to share a hilarious story about how I almost threw away a rare coin at a gas station, and how that moment changed everything for me. So buckle up, grab your magnifying glass, maybe even a coffee, because you're about to become a penny detective. Let's jump into the details and break this mystery wide open. In 2015, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or front side. Most of these were struck either at the Philadelphia Mint or the Denver Mint. Now here's where it gets interesting. Coins minted in Philadelphia in 2015 didn't carry a mint mark. That's normal, but one particular 2015 no mint mark penny is not normal at all. This specific coin was struck on the wrong metal planchet. That's the flat disc used to stamp a coin. Instead of being made from the usual copper-plated zinc, this rogue penny was minted on a silver-colored dime planchet. Imagine a penny but lighter in color, slightly smaller in diameter, and weighing less. That's what makes it stand out to collectors who know what to look for. Here's the magic formula that makes this coin worth over $1.8 million. 1. It's an error coin. 2. It's an extremely rare minting mistake. 3. It's been authenticated and graded by top coin certification companies like PCGS and NGCN. 4. It's in nearly perfect mint state condition. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during production. It could be a misalignment, a double die, a wrong planchet, or a combination of all three. This particular penny has a wrong planchet error, and it's a rare one because modern U.S. mints are highly automated and mistakes are extremely rare these days. In the past, these kinds of errors slipped through more often, but in 2015, finding one like this is like winning the lottery while getting struck by lightning and riding a unicycle. Now collectors are always on the hunt for rare errors, and when something like this pops up, the bidding wars start fast and furious. At auction, one of these coins fetched over $1.8 million, and it hasn't stopped gaining attention since. Now I know what you're thinking: how the heck do I know if I have a 2015 penny that's worth a fortune? 1. Check the weight. A normal 2015 penny weighs about 2.5 grams. A silver-colored one struck on a dime planchet will weigh closer to 2.3 grams. To look at the rim. If it looks a little cut off or thinner than usual, there's a good chance something's off. 3. The color might be silvery instead of the typical copper red or brown hue. 4. Check with a magnet. Zinc and copper pennies won't stick to a magnet, but it helps rule out forgeries made of steel. 5. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to check the details. If the coin is off-centered, missing design features, or shows signs of being struck on a smaller planchet, that's a red flag in a good way. And 6. If in doubt, take it to a certified coin dealer or send it to PCGS or NGC for grading and authentication. A collector in Florida found a 2015 penny that looked off. He almost threw it back into circulation thinking it was just a weird coin, but then remembered seeing a YouTube video kinda like this one. He waited at home on his kitchen scale. It came in light, so he sent it in for grading. Turns out it was one of only a few known 2015 penny dime planchet errors, and yep, it sold for over $1 million. So if you're ever unsure, trust your scale, not your instinct. Now let me embarrass myself for your benefit. A few years ago, I was at a gas station digging for change. I found a strange silvery penny and just thought, oh cool, a dirty coin, and used it to pay for gum. Later that night, I watched a video like this one and I nearly passed out right there on my couch. I ran back to the gas station, but yeah, you guessed it, gone forever. Now I always check my change like a paranoid squirrel looking for a golden acorn. That moment turned me into a full-on coin nerd, and that's how this channel was born. Sometimes the mistakes we make lead to the passions we find. Right, okay, let's say you hit the jackpot and find one of these bad boys. Here's how to handle it. 1. Do not clean the coin. 2. Take clear, well-lit photos front and back. 3. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC. 4. Contact auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. 5. Never rush the sale. Take your time and let the market come to you, because trust me, when a collector knows what they're looking at, they'll pay top dollar. So there you have it, folks, the humble 2015 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a tiny copper-colored coin that could turn your junk drawer into a jackpot. This isn't just a story about money, it's about opportunity. It's about slowing down, looking closely, and discovering hidden gems in the most unexpected places. You never know what's sitting in your pocket right now. It could be lunch money or it could be your next $1 million move. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell, because every week we bring you real stories, real strategies, and real coins worth real money. And don't forget to share this video with someone who always borrows change from you. They might owe you $1 million and not even know it.